Okay, I'm going to start with a g'day, and I hope everyone's safe and well and warm or cool wherever you are. I'm working on a video regarding frequencies and bushfires and the heat wave here in Australia, but I need to do this one now while it's in my head. It's kind of related. Because of the way the sky behaved while delving into this research the last few days. I'll explain everything. This is the first time I've had a go at using the desktop to make a video, so just bear with me. I want to use it so that I can use the mouse. So we'll get rid of this little screen here. Right, now I saw something today, and it was a sign. It was like I was being warned, but also shown more of the lies, the deception, how they're doing it, and what is in front of us this year, and what is happening now. And it's going to sound insane, but I'm recording anyway. Whether I put this up publicly, I don't know. It's pretty insane. This information will help people understand, but this information will also make people think that I've gone nuts. So anyway, I know I'm not. This is the original photo. Okay. We've had extreme heat wave here for over a week now, and record temperatures and hot wind, hot everything. It makes mum go extreme with her dementia, and drives me insane, especially when we're confined to the middle of the house with everything else shut, just to stay cool. I spend the majority of my day doing my stuff in between looking after mum and never being able to finish anything, which is frustrating at the best of times. It's not her fault, but even more frustrating when you're confined to a small space and it's hot, and they're spraying us, and whatever's in the air has been for months. It enhances her dementia and my irritability. Anyway, getting off topic, but it's all part of it. Anyway, today, extremely hot. Cloud came over this afternoon. It's like clockwork at the moment. It was the same last summer. Every afternoon, a sudden storm would hit. Yesterday, or last night, at about 9 o'clock, like it had been building up, but at about 9 o'clock we got hit with a dry storm. The most lightning I've seen in a very long time. It was blue, and there were blue, it was blue light, because it looked like blue light through a haze, through holes in the clouds, as the storm was building up. I did get pictures I'll put them on another video. Anyway, at about 9 o'clock last night, the storm got here, and it lasted for 5 hours, and it was perfect conditions for a repeat of the Canberra bushfires of 2003. They've already given us a scare once this summer on the 2nd of November. We had the same conditions, and there was a car fire in the same area where the fires started in 2003. Exactly the same conditions: strong winds, intense heat. The only difference was 2003 was started by lightning. Anyway, the car fire got out of control. They even got to the point of telling people to be ready to leave their homes. In 2003, 4 people died in the fire. It was a firestorm. I was here, I experienced it. The house I'm living in now, Mum's house, is on the edge of town, and I remember talking on the phone to my parents, and they were sitting on the roof with a hose because embers were blowing onto their roof. So yeah, I'm right on the edge. Anyway, South Canberra got hit the worst, and suburbs were wiped out. And they even went to the extreme of telling people on the 2nd of November last year to be ready to evacuate in the same area that got hit in 2003. Anyway, so they've had a practice, and then they swapped it. Queensland, they burned Queensland and they flooded us. Now it's the whole country in a heat wave and on fire alert. Anyway, I'm rambling a bit. Where was I going with this? I always lose my train of thought. I was getting to a point. Anyway, so I've been researching that. Last night, I looked up the warnings, the government website, and they had put out a warning around 9:30 last night, for severe storms for Canberra and the surrounding area, and it had been cancelled. And it had been cancelled at the same time the storm hit last night for 5 hours. So that made me quite angry. So anyway, I've been putting together a video with all my evidence from winter last year when they started preparing for this, and then the targeting started again, which is the reason why I didn't make the original video when it started on the 2nd of November. So that brings me to this picture. This afternoon, clouds came over, the sky turned purple. It doesn't really look it in this photo, but underneath here, it was a grey purple colour, and it actually cooled down for a little bit. So after being stuck in the house for so long, Mum and I decided to sit out the front and watch the storm come over and enjoy the cool air. So that's what we were doing. And I was watching the sky and familiarizing myself with all the shapes again, because I haven't been doing that lately. My focus has been on other research. I spent all year last year getting to know the shapes in the sky, the repeating patterns, the repeating colours, with the seasons and the times of the day, and just all of it. Anyway, but when you stop doing a daily activity, like anything, like with anything, it gets unfamiliar. And of course, they're constantly upgrading upgrading the sky as well and changing things. Anyway, so I got a chance to sit and look, and the same familiar overall shape is still there. And anyway, what I saw, my research lately has led me to come to the conclusion, at the moment, it could change, that the sky is it's not, it's fluid. It's like, it's plasma, it's fluid. And all the shapes, all the big scary shapes, are that fluid. When there's storms, the orbs increase, and they're easier to see. But there's big ones and there's little ones. The big ones are more stationary. They travel with the shape. The little ones move around wherever they like. They all flash, but the big ones are different colours. They are the typical red, green, blue, yellow and white. And I was watching one today, and it made me think that, because I've been thinking, been doing a lot of research with the frequencies, and I've been thinking how the big orbs control and direct the frequencies somehow. They're like an antenna or a modem sending the Wi-Fi signal. Anyway, and that made me think that maybe the big stationary orbs, this sounds so crazy talking about it, maybe the big stationary orbs are holding the fluid in place, the shapes, the plasma, using the frequency to control it. When I realised this, I looked at this area. It happened after I took this picture, but the same general shape is there. I looked at this area and was just sitting there watching, and this is the shape I'm talking about. This isn't a very good picture, but anyway, this is the shape I'm talking about. See the shape here? This is always the same at this time of day. The shape here, think of it like a not a flat picture, because clouds are not flat against the sky. Clouds are 3D. So this is sitting up like a chair, okay, like a chair. That's where you sit, that's the back of it. So you got to look at it like it's 3D, because it is. Down here, just quickly, there's a V, that's a triangle by the looks of it, but they morph. But this is very similar to the shape I saw in one of the directed energy attacks with the Transformers in Louisiana, and it's the same shape I see everywhere, all over the sky, on repeat. Little tiny ones, and big ones, little ones, all sizes. These are the big ones. Everything's on repeat, and this, see this shape everywhere too. Anyway, overall shape. Going here is what I used to call the tracks. The sun is setting over here. What I used to call the tracks. Not so sure anymore. Anyway, my viewpoints and perspective changes as I do more research and see more things. Anyway, all of this covers the whole sky in a glowy white. During the day, it's haze. At the end of the day, the light shines through it from a different angle and it glows. So anyway, we're looking at this part, and see, it's also like this behind this tree. That's part of the big overall shape. Like all last year, this is what I was observing around the world. On everybody's videos, the sky is the same repeating shape in all parts of the world. I will get into that on another video because I think I know what they're up to, or I might get into it here, I don't know. But anyway, so that's over there, mirrors that. This part here is what we're going to focus on. As I was watching, it was like, it's hard to describe, but it was like out this way, but coming towards me. Something extended out here. See, I can sort of see a shape there. See, it's repeating shapes, morphing all the time, whatever. Anyway, something extended out here. I've seen the shape before, but I was watching and I was I don't know, I couldn't take my eyes off it for some reason. Anyway, it looked like a platform, best way I can describe it, extending towards me, and there was a triangle like that at the end of it, and this here looked exactly like that, except that was extending out here, but it wasn't going in this direction. It was coming straight for me. Like, it's so hard to describe. If all of this was above my head, this thing would be extending down out of the clouds. That's what I'm trying to describe. Anyway, this came down as everything else was coming out. And as this was coming down straight towards me, something else came down from this direction, similar to this. And the tips met like here. See, the more you look, it looked like this, and the tips met. When they met, I can't describe it. Something weird happened when they met. It went weird in that section of sky. It was I can't describe it. I really can't. I wouldn't know where to start. But anyway, when that happened, I got a really bad feeling, and a couple of seconds later, felt extremely hot, even though we were sitting there enjoying the cool breeze. Extremely hot, was burning up, and was getting to the point where I couldn't take it. And then Mum said, like, I hadn't said anything, I was just watching the sky. Mum said, I am way too hot. It's way too hot. And that's when I realised what was going on. As Mum was saying that, I saw this extension going up the side of it. It's so hard to describe. Going up the side of it were like fuzzy grey round clouds. They were fuzzy grey, and they were very strange, and they were coming out of this tip, and they were travelling up here until this whole edge had a line of fuzzy grey circles. Anyway, that's when I said to Mum, and said, let's go inside, back into the air conditioning. And that was that. And I've been thinking about it all night. I do have another, where is it? I do have another picture that I've enhanced. I should have used that. I should have used that. Anyway, I've been thinking about it all night, and a theory that I'd come up with not long ago about the repeating overall shape of the sky in all parts of the world. It's like I've been saying for a while, the sky is a template. All they have to do is add colour and pretty lights, and they can do whatever they want with it. It's all set up, and it appears that it's set up. This is so strange saying this. It appears that it's set up like an Independence Day scenario. Each sky, all they have to do is add the colour, and it'll be like Independence Day. There'll be a ship there there's a central point. There'll be a ship there with the beam coming down from the centre. And that's the directed energy. That's how it's all connected. And what I saw today was something else set up on these preset fake alien invasion spaceships they have up in the sky, made from plasma. And frequencies. Oh God. What I saw today was a demonstration. This shape repeats itself all over the sky. This repeats itself all over the sky, and I see it morphing, and I see things like this extending out all over the sky. I see this shape all over the sky. I see this all over the sky. It's the invisible tunnels that I was talking about last year. That right there, all over the sky. Meaning that I was given a warning earlier this evening, and it got Mum as well, which is not good. That was a directed energy attack right in front of me. They don't care. They didn't care that I saw them. It was a warning. And these things are repeating all over the sky. So when the day comes when the fake aliens suddenly appear up there, those things, the directed energy, are going to be beaming down from all parts of these fake ships. The orbs that I am starting to think control all of this and hold it all in place might also be used for the pretty lights, because they are different colours and they flash. They could be the pretty lights on the bottom of the giant alien fake ship. This sounds insane, I know, but I can see it, and I had a demonstration this afternoon. And their demonstration worked. We had to go inside. We were both burning up from a directed energy weapon right there in the sky. So I'm just going to end it here. I don't even know if I'm going to show anyone this, but I had to document it. Anyway, it's now the 18th of January. It's 12:44 a.m. It's the 19th of January, sorry. 19th of January 2019, 12:44 a.m. Okay. If anyone does see this, if I show this to anybody, be safe. This is real. I think that's why I'm having so much trouble saying it. Getting a bit rambly on this video, because it really sunk in. It really sunk in this afternoon, and I couldn't let Mum see that it did. So yeah, it's real. I saw it today. I saw what they can do. We talk about this sort of stuff all the time amongst ourselves on YouTube, publicly, in the message thingies, on live streams, but I experienced it today. The sky demonstrated how nasty it can be. It was in my face. It showed me. So anyway, be safe, guys, and all right. See yous.